All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today is December 31st. It is New Year's Eve, and I'm having deja vu. So yesterday, I just did a Tasker moving job, and last night I got booked last minute for another moving job. So I'm not gonna film a lot because this is part 2 of my full 1-year review in business. So I'm just showing you a little bit what we're about to do, a couple photos, and I'm gonna get right into that. Let's get it. All right, y'all, so just real quick, the apartment's on the 3rd floor. It's right over there, and they do have an elevator, so that makes it nice. And I'm about to go park a little closer to this elevator, and we will get going. So I don't have a lot of stuff to move, and I'll explain more in just a little bit. All right, so just came out the elevator, and I'm gonna park on this side. So I'm actually parked on the other side. So I'm gonna park somewhere over here, and it'll be nice and easy. We'll come down the elevator, load it up, and it's just a few items. So we're just doing what do you call it, a sofa, small sofa, a table, a full-size bed, and a couple boxes, and that's it. Really small apartment. She does not have a lot of stuff, so very easy move, and we're just taking it into storage. So it should be really quick. The only thing that's going to take time is because it's got the elevator, you can only take so many things at once. So let's go move my van.
Later.
So 3rd floor, and obviously I would not be doing this if it was not for the elevator. And we just walked it right out of there to my van parked right here. And this is what we got loaded up. This is a glass table, a really small sofa, like a 2-seater, couple boxes right here, and a full-size mattress with box spring. And we got like 3 more things to pick up and a couple boxes. So very small move, not a lot of stuff. All right, y'all, we are all done, loaded up. This is everything. It was not a lot of stuff. It took about 30 minutes to load this up. Probably would have been faster if it wasn't for the elevator, because you can only take so much in the elevator. So headed to a storage unit, and it's also on the 3rd floor, but they do have elevators there. So just gonna unload this, and the total job should probably take about an hour, hour and a half. All right, y'all, we are here. We drove a total of 3 miles, and that's my customer right there, actually. So 3 miles, and we are about to get this unloaded. It's probably gonna take about 20 minutes, and this total job, the job will be done in about, like I said, probably about 1.5 hours, 1.5. All right, y'all, so we got it done. This is the last load right here. It's gonna roll it up on the cart. She got a 5x5. I think it's even smaller than that. Smallest unit you could think of. And I don't know how we made it fit, but we did. I'll take a photo of it though. So what is... All right, y'all, all done with that job. It took a total of an hour and a half. Because there was no stairs involved, there was an elevator. Nothing was really heavy. Everything was really light. I don't know how we got this stuff loaded in her storage unit, but we did. I had to put the mattress in, standing straight up, and then the box spring on top. And then, you know, we worked it out. I don't know how we got it in there, but we did. And we still have room for more stuff. So, anyways, the total charge based on that job, the miles, we drove 3 miles. I charged a flat rate of $200. So, like I said, we got it done in an hour and a half. And that's it. So, heading home, easy money, and about to go enjoy the new year. So, like I said, today is Sunday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, but this video is gonna post next year. So, all right, y'all. Let me get to part 2 of my full year review. All right, y'all, so this is part 2. I'm gonna get right into it. So part 1, I kind of gave you the foundation of how I even was able to start my own business. So now I just want to talk about some of the things I did good, some of the things that I made mistakes at. Just want to share my true feelings about it. So the first thing I will start with is my van. My van itself, I bought the Ford Transit 250 cargo van, and honestly, I think I overpaid. I did not know when I bought that van. I had every intention of doing OTR because that's all I really knew about. And I knew that that was a great, fast way to make money. If I knew what I know now, I would have never bought this van. I actually probably would have bought either a low roof or probably a medium roof. I probably still would have bought a Ford Transit, and I would have found one between $15,000 and $20,000. So I had $20,000 to start with. I would have spent my money on a cheaper van. I probably would have tried to get one. I was comfortable with getting one with 100,000 miles, but I would definitely have to check the Carfax and make sure it's good to go, get it inspected. But the fact that I'm doing local work only and I'm not going out of state, I'm not driving far, even a van with a lot of miles on it, as long as you take care of it, it will last. And the type of work I'm doing right now, these local gig apps, you could definitely do that in an older vehicle. So I would have paid cash. I would have bought it cash. I would have had no vehicle loan. My van right now, I bought this van. I spent about $45,000. I ended up paying about $50,000 because I added extended warranty and a couple other things. But honestly, like I said, I could have got away with my first vehicle. Could have been a lot cheaper. I could have paid cash. I would have got one between $15,000 and $20,000, maybe even cheaper. It depends. I do not have to have a medium roof. I could do a low roof. Medium roof, definitely you won't have any issues fitting anything. As far as the gig apps, local work, high roof is always the best, but I think that was a mistake. So definitely make sure. I would say I can't tell you what to do. But if I could do it over again, I would not have bought this van. I would have bought a cheaper van if I knew I was going to be doing local and gig work. The second thing, my LLC. So I got my LLC because during my research, that was something that a lot of people were talking about. Get your LLC, get your LLC. Honestly, I don't need an LLC. For what I'm doing, I don't need one. If you're starting off, and I'm just speaking from my perspective. I'm totally 100% local, gig work and local work. That's it. I do not need a LLC. So really the LLC is mainly to protect you, your business, your assets, and to, you don't have to share your personal home address and all that stuff. You could use a registered agent to kind of protect you from the public. But honestly, you could be just an independent contractor. You do not have to have a business license, LLC, to do the type of work that I'm doing. So you could do side jobs as a 1099. You could do gig apps as a 1099. I'm not saying don't get an LLC, but you really don't need. I could have went this whole year without an LLC. I did not need it. So that's something that you have to think about. A lot of people always ask, should I get my LLC now? You can get it anytime. So you can get it before you start. You can do it later on. But if you're like me, if you're just doing gig apps and that's it, you don't need an LLC. So that's another thing that I kind of, jumped the gun on, but it wasn't a bad thing. But mainly, if you're not dealing directly with customers, you're working through an app and they're covering your cargo. You don't need an LLC. So if you're working with a lot of customers, like direct bookings, then yeah, you're gonna need that. So I kind of had an opportunity I never really did OTR. I've done long drives before, but nothing like really far or out of state. 3-hour drives, stuff like that. I learned through experience. I don't like it. And I'm not going to go over that. I talked about that plenty of times. Contract routes. I've tried a contract route when I first started. I did it for 2 weeks, much like Tony. And it's not for everyone. Contract route is great. It's great guaranteed money. But I like my freedom. I don't want to deal with hiring drivers right now. The headache of it, the stress of it. And, when you sign that contract, you're responsible for it. So you can't blame it on your driver. If they don't show up, all that stuff, it's on you. I don't want to deal with it. And contracts are very safe, but they're not guaranteed. You can always lose it. It could be, another company could take over, or they could hire someone that will do the route for less than you. Nothing's really safe in this business. So Contract route is more for people that don't mind a 9 to 5 type schedule and they want guaranteed money. It's just not for me. I'm not into it. So I've actually had contract opportunities. I had one that I could have did for $350 a day, 6-hour route doing auto parts, but it was Monday through Saturday, and I'm not committing to that. Not even with a driver. So local work is what I'm addicted to. I love it. I love the gig apps. I love doing direct bookings with customers locally. And that's my niche. That's what I'm focusing on right now, 100%. And that's what I'm trying to master, the local gig app work. The highest paid. So I currently have, I might miss some things, but I'm just going to name all of the apps that I have been using that I'm on right now. I'm currently active on right now. There's, I believe it's 10 of them. So I have Dispatch, GoShare, Freight, Dolly, Synpex, TaskRabbit, Delivered, Curry, Roadie, and Halltail. So those are the apps that I'm currently active on right now. And there are 2 new apps that I just got on. I have not done any loads with them yet. I just literally, like this week, I just got accepted. So one of them is Airspace, and the other one is called Draver. Draver is actually something I signed up for a long time ago, and I just got on. That's something, it has nothing to do with my cargo van. It's more of moving cars, like you drive cars for different companies. You have to do your own research on it. I'm not going to use this video to explain it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I really don't want to do it. That was a long time ago. I signed up for that, and they just accepted me. So, but I do have it on my phone. I'm active with it. I might try it once or twice, but I don't think I'll be doing it. There's 2 companies, gig apps, that I'm currently on the waiting list. I was on Roadie waiting list for about 8 months, 6 to 8 months. I just got accepted about a month ago, a little over a month ago. There's 2 more that I'm still on the waiting list. One of them is Walmart Spark and Bungie. So Bungie, I've been trying to get on. I just cannot get on. I've hit them up multiple times. They're saying they still no room for me. So there are 3 apps that I applied but never got on. One of them is Gomo. The other one is Drop Off. And one of them is called GoPuff. So those are 3 that I applied but never got on. Never heard back from them. So just never got a chance to do those. So the 10 apps that I named earlier, those are the ones that I'm active on. And that is a lot of apps. And that is a lot of opportunity to get work. My goals is very low. $200 is my minimum that I try to make. That's very reachable when you have 10 apps that you're active on. I also have 2 carrier companies. So I'm just going to name some of the carrier companies that I tried, or some that I applied for and never actually did. And I'm missing a lot of them because I have been reaching out to so many carrier companies. It'll take forever to name them all. So I'm just going to name a few that I've actually done, and some that I tried to get on and never did. These I've actually shared. COSA, which is Carriers of San Antonio. I tried them. You guys saw when I tried them. They're very old school, and they do not have direct deposit. You have to go pick up a check. Everything's filled out by paper, nothing on the app, nothing like that. Very old school. I did not like it. They did not pay well. They did not provide me a rate. And they had a 60-40 split. So I did not last long with them. I did try a couple loads with them, and I let them go. The other one is Mission Carrier. I shared that one as well. That one's only in Texas that I know of. They're in all the major cities. So all the, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. I tried them. They are a 50-50 split. And my wife actually, it was more, they didn't really have cargo van loads. My wife tried it. It was not worth it. The pay was not worth it. So we lasted a total of 1 day with them. I also applied for Hot Shot Final Mile, which is also in Texas. I don't think they're in other states. That one, horrible communication. Never could get on. They actually reached out to me, letting me know, hey, we're ready to hire you, and then they just disappeared. Never could hear from anybody. They never answered their phone. They never returned calls. I can't work for somebody like that. So tried them. I applied for T-Force. Never got on. Never heard anything back, but I did apply. Jet carriers. I actually talked to them, and they want you pretty much like a contract. They want you like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You have to log on at this time. You have to log off at this time, and you have to take whatever they send you. I'm not into that, so I had to tell them no. And the other carrier company that I'm currently still with is Jump Logistics. So Jump Logistics, I actually got on with them. You guys actually witnessed it on video. Another driver, cargo van owner operator in my city, was telling me about a dealer's route, and they were looking for someone to fill that. He couldn't do it. It's 2 days a week. That's my dealer's route that I do. And he's the one that got me in contact with the dispatcher, and I was able to apply directly through with him, and I got hired pretty much right away, and I've had that route ever since. So my wife handles that route for me. It's only 1 hour. It pays $50. So I'm still with Jump Logistics. They also do tip treats, which is more for cars. I'm not into that. I'm only with Jump Logistics strictly for that contract route. If it wasn't for that, I would not do any loads for them. They do have TSA loads, but their pay system is horrible. I actually have done 2 airport pickup drop-offs, and I still have not been paid. And it's been over 3 weeks. So I've been in contact with them about that, and I told them, don't send me any more loads. I need my money. So that's something you have to deal with and think about with these different carrier companies. Some of them are really good and take care of you, and some of them suck. They're horrible. So anyways, those are the carrier companies that I've tried. There's many, many more that I've applied for. Either they're not in my market or they're not hiring right now. So many, probably over 40 that I've reached out to. So I have to say that was a great decision for me to apply for so many different forms of work, different companies. So gig apps, I loaded up with as many as I can. Carrier companies, my goal is to get 3. I have 2 that currently work for me. That is actually, they pay very well, very organized. It's direct deposit. The communication is awesome. I have 0 complaints. So my goal is to add 1 more. I want 3 carrier companies, and I want to maintain at least 10 gig apps at all times, or more. And I think for local, and then, obviously I want to do direct bookings with customers. I'm going to do that through my website. So really it's just trying to figure out how to stay busy. That's really what it comes down to. And I'm trying to master this local gig work. Dispatch order that I have ever done. So the fact that I am local, I would say that it's very, very wise to get many apps and carrier companies as you can. If you're doing local, that's my recommendation based on my experience. So as far as OTR, I told you guys in part 1 that I did have a company called Victoria Logistics out of Florida that were booking me loads or trying to book me loads. I had a horrible experience. I never won a load. I was getting loads, a lot of loads were coming through, but I just couldn't win any. And I wasn't bidding crazy or nothing like that. I don't really want to talk about it. It's just, OTR is just not for me. But I did try a couple of them. I tried Red Max. I upgraded my insurance back to the $1 million policy because that's what's required. I do not like that policy. I was paying $900 a month. Can I win a load? A&E Logistics, you guys already know about them. They're scammers. I know they have a lot of loads, but I could not win anything. Everything I put in for, I couldn't win. And I don't trust them because you'll run loads for them and they will not pay you. So, Bronpe, I don't know how you say this. Bronpe, BRONPE LLC. That's another company. I actually like them though. They were really good, very organized. I did not win any loads with them. They were sending me loads, but I never won any. But I actually do like that app, that company. I recommend them. And I didn't have any issues with them. So the only issue I had, I just couldn't win any loads. One of my biggest mistakes was trying to do OTR. I did not know I wouldn't like it. I did not know how it works. You know, I did my research. I knew about bidding, all that stuff, but I'm not built for that. I don't like that system. And it was a total waste of money. I wasted thousands and thousands of dollars on OTR. My insurance, I was paying like $900 a month. That I didn't have to spend that. If I just did local when I came in starting, if I knew I was gonna be local only, I would have never even raised my insurance to be paying that much money. So I wasted thousands and thousands of dollars because of that. So that was a big mistake. I currently now, through my experience, I have lowered my insurance down to my state's minimum. And I do still have commercial insurance, but it's the minimum. It is not the standard for my authority. My authority, I had to maintain it at 300,000 general liability and 5,000 cargo. I do not have to have that insurance anymore. I was able to lower it to my state's minimum, and I'm saving thousands and thousands of dollars per month now. So my insurance now is currently $300. So I'm paying $300 a month. Compared to, it was actually, when I had my authority, it was over $500. It was like $545 a month. So I'm saving, over $200 now. So that was a mistake, getting that insurance. I should have never did it. Should have never tried OTR, because, but you have to. Yeah, I learned through experience. So I can't say I never tried. So next is maintenance. Having a savings account, which I do, and putting money away for maintenance is very wise. So that's something I did do right. I do save about $200 to $300 a week, and some goes into my saving, my personal saving, some goes into my business saving, and then some goes toward maintenance. I also have some games that I play on my phone and tablet. It may seem corny, but I'm literally pocketing about $20 to $30 a week between me, my wife, and my son, just running games on my phone and tablet. So $20 to $30 a week adds up really fast. So that could take care of your oil changes and all that stuff. So that's one thing I did do right, is having savings to start with. I recommend $20,000 at least minimum as saving, meaning like you quit your job, you got $20,000 saved up. It should be enough money to sustain you for at least 6 months. If you have no work at all, nothing going on, you need to have money saved up. So I had the savings and I have the maintenance account. So that's one thing I highly recommend that I pass on. My goal. So I set a very reasonable goal. So here where I live, based on my expenses, I can make about $120 a day and pay all my bills. I know it doesn't sound like much, but I do, I have a passive income that helps me. And $120 a day, just for me working, is enough. I actually set my goal a little bit higher. I put it to 200. I just made it even. I said 200 a day is more than enough to sustain my lifestyle. I could pay all my bills and still have money to save and to spend. So like I said, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm just counting. This is just the money I earn myself in this vehicle. I'm not counting any other passive income. I'm not counting my wife's income because she works too. This is just me. So setting a reasonable goal, I think I did a good job of that. $200 is not hard to reach. You could do that in as little as 2 hours and, 3 or 4 hours a day. And I usually do it. So if I do not reach my goal, I can always reach it because I had a plan B, which I also recommend having a plan B. What are you going to do if you're not making any money in a cargo van? So I have a Chevy Sonic 2013, and I use that to do food orders. I've been doing that for 3 years. And I could go make, if I'm short $30 or $40, I didn't make my 200, I could do that. I like working at night, doing the dinner time orders because it's very active and people tip more. So that's something that I think is a great. I did very well at that, setting a reasonable goal. If you set an unreasonable goal, you're going to get very disappointed. So if I set a goal of $400 a day, not only would I be out there all day, but I'll be stressing out because if that's what I actually need to survive, you're going to be stressed out because you're not. The gig apps are up and down. They go up and down, and there's some days you're going to hit. Some days you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be out there all day getting nothing. So for me, $200 is not hard to get. So I think by setting a reasonable goal is going to help you. Just know your expenses. Before you start, you should know all your expenses. You should know how much you need to make every day, every week. That's all you got to do. I already talked about my backup plan, my car, doing food orders, GoFundMe. So when I started my business, I was figuring out, I had saved of my own money. I saved $15,000 before I even thought about leaving my job to buy this cargo van. So I had $15,000 saved up, and I was still I wanted $20,000. So I was trying to think of ways to raise more money quickly, and someone had recommended GoFundMe. I think a family member. So I tried it, and it worked. I had a GoFundMe up for about 2 months, and I raised between friends, family, and even strangers $5,000, and that's something I highly recommend. It was a great idea. That got me to my 20,000. So I highly recommend that. I think that was an excellent idea that I had, or that I did. That was a good choice by starting a GoFundMe. People do love to give. Long as you are honest and you explain yourself, what you're trying to do, people will support you. Especially trying to start your own business. A lot of entrepreneurs support that. So I had a lot of very thoughtful people that gave. My van is actually named after one of my biggest donors. Someone gave me $1,000. His name is Curtis. So I named my van Curtis after him. And so I'm almost done. Let me get through this real quick. Accountant. I hired an accountant. That was something that I thought long and hard about. Actually, one of the subscribers had mentioned that. And I started thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm already not, taxes is very confusing. And now that I have a business, I'm like, I can barely handle my personal tax. So now I got a business on top of that. I need some professional help. And I think it's worth it. I paid $2,900 for accountant. And I use 1-800-accountant. I'm not recommending them. I'm not saying sign up for them. I'm just saying that's who I signed up with. You can hire any accountant. But I felt a huge layer of relief come off of me by hiring an accountant, because I don't want to miss any expenses, anything that I can claim. I don't want to miss it. And this is my first year in business. So if you're your first year in business, it is not a bad idea to hire an accountant. They're going to make sure that you get all your deductions, and they're going to make sure that you're taken care of as far as your business taxes. So that was something that I was nervous about, worried about, and I feel a huge level of relief. And I learned about bookkeeping, all that stuff, how important it is. And I did not do a good job of bookkeeping this year. I had to do a lot of catching up. That kind of leads me to the other thing. When you start your business, if you're going to start a business, a LLC, do not start your business until you have a business account. You need a business account. I messed up. I started my business and I was using my personal account, and then I finally got a business account like 6-7 months later, and I had to take all those transactions from my personal account and try to, catch up with my accountant. You have to, you can link your business account to their website so that every transaction is automatically captured. So you don't have to collect receipts and all that stuff. And that was a pain in the butt. That took forever trying to figure that out. So definitely make sure you have a business account. So that's a mistake I made, but I'm just passing it on so you don't make the same mistake. So accounting, I highly recommend business account before you start your business. LLC is optional. It's totally up to you. But for what I'm doing, I don't need an LLC. I really didn't need one. I'm on the last two things. Thinking for yourself. That's something that I learned. Obviously, I'm on YouTube, so I'm subjected to a lot of different people from all around the world. Nobody thinks alike. Some people think this way, some people think this way, some people think totally opposite direction. And I have to hear it because I'm the one that's on YouTube, so I get all the backlash and the different. Everyone wants to tell everyone else how to do things. I don't have an issue with that. There's a lot of people that are very experienced and they give great advice, but ultimately it's up to you. You have to make decisions for yourself. And if you're the type of person that you always rely on other people to tell you what to do, I don't know how you're going to be successful. Like, I just can't see people being successful like that. You have to make your own decisions. You have to learn through experience. If you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with that. You learn from it, and you become an expert in your own field by learning and thinking for yourself. So everyone doesn't have the right answer for you because everybody's different. This journey has enforced on me to continue to think for myself. I want to do what I love to do. I want to take orders that I want to take. And I don't care if other people are complaining and saying, don't do this, don't do that. It doesn't work like that. I'm my own business. I can do whatever I want. I can accept whatever I want. And obviously you got to do it responsibly. So if you're doing stuff that is not benefiting your business and is hurting everyone else, that's not responsible. But like, for example, I love Roadie. Roadie is one of the best apps. And there's a lot of people with a lot of pride issues that will say, oh, I'm not doing no $8 CVS or $10 CVS or, $15 road, Home Depot, whatever. That's fine. You can deny those all day. But if I work smart, right? So I do a dispatch order and I finish that order and I look on Roadie and there's nothing out. I'm just waiting on another order. And I see a Roadie order that's a mile down the street and it's only, 0.5 miles to drop off and it's paying $8. That's not a lot of money, but it is money. It's right there. Just go get it. Like, you can't drive 1 mile to go get $8. So money is money to me. I'm trying to get to $200 as quickly as possible. And by taking those in between orders, it's helping me. So long as you can justify why you do certain things and it makes sense to you financially, don't worry about what other people say or think. Everybody needs to mind their business and worry about you. A lot of the stuff is excuses. People, if you're somebody that's complaining about someone else and they're in the same exact work field as you, that's almost like Target telling Walmart, hey man, can y'all close today? Because, we ain't got no customers. That's not how it works. You got to adapt and adjust and focus on you. What can you do to make money? I'm bringing this to an end. My best advice, just based on my experience, is to start off, you need to have a savings. I recommend $15,000 to $20,000 in savings. And that's not to, buy your van and then have nothing left. Like, you have actually $15,000 to $20,000 saved up. That's just my recommendation. I would feel more comfortable with that, at least that amount of money in my savings getting started. Know what you want to do. Know what you want to do. Do plenty of research. If you have doubts about OTR, you don't think you'll like it, don't do it. Don't waste your money. There's other ways to try it without wasting your money. A lot of great content creators that do OTR have already shared that information. A lot of them, they say, you can work under someone else's authority. You can work for a fleet owner. It's a lot of ways to try it without spending a bunch of money. Know what you want to do. That's going to save you a lot of money. I wasted a ton of money, thousands of dollars because of that. So know exactly what you want to do. So have work lined up already. Before you get your van, you should have an idea of what you're going to do. Don't buy a van and then start looking for work. I actually got with Victoria Logistics before I bought my van. I already had the work lined up. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out because I didn't win any loads. But I had work lined up. So that's very important. Do not buy a van without knowing what you're going to do. Research, research, research. I cannot stress that enough. Do your own research. You can listen to people. People will tell you certain things, but if you don't verify it for yourself, you're never going to know the answer. So get the answer. So like, for example, what do you need? I get the question a lot. What do I need to get my authority? All that information is on FMCSA website. They're the ones that regulate your authority. So go directly to that source. If you ask people, then there's a chance you're going to miss something. So there's some really good videos on it. But if you want the answer and learn for yourself so that you become the expert and people are asking you, not you always asking everyone, go to the source. Read FMCSA website. Call them up. They're very nice. They will answer your questions. Have a plan, earning goals, right? Set your goals and let them be reasonable. Don't base it on lust. Don't be like, oh, I want to make $800 a day. But in reality, like that's not feasible where you're at. Set a reasonable goal. If you're at a job that pays you $150 a day, set a goal of $250 a day. Do a little bit better than you were before, and then work your way up from there. The money will grow. You just gotta be very reasonable because that's gonna lower the stress level for you. When you set a goal too high and it's very hard to reach, it's gonna stress you out. So set a reasonable goal. Be willing to struggle. Okay, be willing to struggle a little bit. Be willing to accept the days where you just can't get anything going, or you get frustrated because you're excited about a job opportunity that you might have, and then it falls through. It doesn't happen. That happens a lot. That happened to me a lot of times. I was excited about a job, I applied for it, and it's just either they weren't in my market, or they're not hiring, or it's always something. Or I don't have the right size vehicle. It's a typo on there. It says cargo van, but they're really looking for a box truck. You're going to have some disappointing days. You got to be willing to accept those and keep moving forward. Do not make excuses. So many people just excuse after excuse. They blame everyone else. I don't blame people. If somebody wants to take a load for $20, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm my own business. This vehicle belongs to me. I need to get creative and find ways to make money with my vehicle. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming everyone else. No excuses. You bought the vehicle. Now make money with it. And part of that is being an entrepreneur. You are now free from your 9-to-5, and you are free. You got your time back. So use that time wisely and try to figure out ways to make money, mainly passive income. There are so many videos on YouTube that share different ways to make money as an entrepreneur, from home, from your phone, from your computer. All you got to do is try it. Now you're in a position now, you have your time back. So just try it. Try everything. There's nothing off limits. So if you're in a cargo van and you're crying and whining about not making money, do something else. You're an entrepreneur. You're not just a cargo van owner operator. You're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs don't make excuses. They just adapt and overcome, and they figure out ways to make money. So get creative, and that goes back to research. Don't stop reading. Don't stop studying. I get very motivated when I read articles about these multi-million-dollar, business owners. Read about how they got started. It's very inspiring. And most important is your debt. You got to control your debt. Don't do this. Don't get in this business if you're in debt. If you got credit card debt, you got a car payment, and all kind of debt, don't do it. I'm just saying, You could try it if you want to, but it'll be a lot less stress for you if you pay off your debt. So I highly recommend that. That is huge. That's something I learned from a lot of rich people. They do not like debt. They stay out of debt, and that's how they stay rich. So pay off your debt, minimize your debt before you get in this business. And that's something that I did very well. Both of my cars are paid off. The only really debt that I have is this van. That's really it. I do not have a lot of debt, and my mortgage is really low. You know, I have solar panels on my house. So I save money however I can. That's another thing. Try to find different ways to save money. Cut out things that you don't use. Don't waste money. Money is precious. So it's going to pay off in the long run. So ultimately, I am trying to, you know, build different streams of income. And, you know, I'm working hard at it. It's going to pay off. Believe me, it's going to pay off. But you got to stay out of debt. Don't put yourself in debt. Don't get in debt. Control your debt. Control your spending. And you'll be good. So anyways, this video is long enough. I think I said enough. I think I'm going to complete that as my full year review. Everything I did good. Everything I made mistakes at. Hopefully that helps somebody. But I'm excited, man. I'm so ready. Amped up for this year. I'm going to end it right there. Appreciate y'all sticking with me. And I will catch y'all on the next one.